So good morning to everybody. Good evening to everyone. We're going to go over a little bit of a let's call it a situational update, or stated humanity union, right? Because we did get some information from people explaining. We didn't know what it was at first, saying that we had just struck a deal. We had just struck a deal with Polygon. We're like, really? We struck a deal with Polygon, and we saw it coming across, and then we had a little intel first that something was going on. It just that popped out right before. And so today we want to cover a little bit of the update of what's going on, how it affects us, what we plan to do about it, and also we're going to go over how awesome Dr. Kraft is. Just kidding. Just kidding, but she is awesome. And how we going to open a couple cans of whipped cream. All right, not whipped cream, but the other whip, right? And then how we might have to send it to Jesus. So this is what we're gonna cover on this call real quick, right? I'm joking, but it's serious, right? It's serious because this is something that is right in front of us, but it tells us how valuable what we're doing is, because the guy that was involved is a guy that actually he put together a failed company before, but it's a $1 billion company. And so a person that put together a $1 billion company, they don't want to steal a $10 million company. So it really just is a testament as well to what we have our hands on. And people want to steal it because it's valuable. But we're going to flip that around, and we're going to be in a awesome position. So I'm gonna let the president explain it to you, because I ain't gonna pretend that I know how to explain this stuff, right? But he'll explain to you how this all works and how we'll come out of this on top. So, President, Mr. Marcus Dukes, Naval Officer, head of Kansas butt and everything.
All the above.
All the above.
Well, just in light of what we're going through, I just turned on the video real quick so you can see it's actually me, real founder of Humanity Protocol. So, you guys, good morning, family. We do here the Humanity Helping Hand. I hope you guys have seen this. If not, you'll see this soon. Thousands of people around the world do this every day now. The Humanity Helping Hand. All right, so just want you to
see one of the hands, and you're doing something stupid, you might get slapped.
Yeah, so but I want you guys to see me. All right, turn this off so I can keep my video. I'll keep my internet going. So, all right, hey, little family. Great to get to talk to you. Funny circumstances, but life is what it is, and actually, all works for our good. So, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're really gonna go get information about this, because I know we got a lot of inbound from the team about this fake news, as it turns out. Or we're going to get information all about that. As you guys know, and then we're going to again we'll have a call tomorrow and a series of audio updates tomorrow. That's the way we can get all information out to you guys as fast as possible, and then even come back in more follow-up calls. But at least all the try to get as much as information, all the information out to you in the next 24, 48 hours. So with that being said, 2 nights ago, started getting text messages. First, a couple people giving us congratulations, give me congratulations for signing the deal with Polygon. You guys know Polygon. We're on the Polygon blockchain. So for signing the deal with Polygon is $9 billion blockchain. Is I think the 10th largest or 8th largest blockchain by market cap, or something like that along the way. So people who know me and know Humanity Protocol, the name, start reaching out, giving me congratulations about the deal we struck with Polygon, which was very cool. I was very excited, except for we hadn't talked to Polygon. Now, funny thing is, I talked to Polygon a while back. We hadn't talked to Polygon in a while, and they were on my mind to talk to them. So I didn't know if I had manifested by accident or what, but as it turns out, as you guys are clearly seeing by now, we have an imposter, and an imposter Humanity Protocol out there. And so I'll take you through this real, quickly, but just so you can understand what happened and what's going on, and what we're going to do about it. And then also, ultimately, this again plays very well to our benefit. So ultimately, but we still have to obviously have to do our work right. And actually, lastly, we need to do our work fast as possible. Because not that we don't always try to do it as fast as possible, but we do it as fast as possible because the name is out there now associated with two of the biggest names in blockchain. So we need to make sure that people understand what's going on and how to participate within the real humanity protocol. Okay, so now with that being said, so finally at a couple hours after the call started, I started to see the news break on the different news services, on the PR wire, press release wires, and Coin Telegram and others. Started seeing the news break about the deal. I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen, or some of you guys have probably seen it, but I'm going to read two samples to you just so you can understand what we're talking about if you have not seen it. Here's one article, one short article. I'm just going to read excerpts from it. Polygon Matic backs Humanity Protocol, a rival to WorldCoin. Polygon Labs backs WorldCoin rival project that claims to be less invasive and more privacy preserving. Though we're less invasive, we've been saying this for a while because we do palms instead of eyes. We don't scan people's faces. So that's the whole point of our system is to create a blockchain project with verified identity, but that doesn't take a picture of your face and scan your eyeball, and put that into some database for somebody to get hold of too. So, and the highlight says Polygon developers have backed a WorldCoin rival project. The rival project Humanity Protocol claims to address privacy and ethical concerns raised by WorldCoin. The project will disclose near a launch of its testnet with rewards for participants. Near a launch of its testnet, meaning that this guy is saying
Sound disappeared.
Hello, somebody's unmuted. So
wants whatever she's been promised.
Can't hear anything.
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We can hear you, Marcus. Everybody else, please mute your phones. We do not need to hear your private conversations. Thank you.
So let me now get this back up on my phone.
While you're doing that, let me mute all.
Okay, so it says now, so basically, he's basically sold to Polygon our project. Or so not sold our project. He can't sell our project because we have our project. We own our project. He sold our idea, our name, and what we've actually done, the work that we've actually done to Polygon, and told him, that was his project that he's going to challenge WorldCoin. We've been talking about WorldCoin for over a year now. He's going to challenge WorldCoin as the blockchain for verified identity for 4 billion people on the planet. Exactly what we've been saying, but obviously he's not us. Okay, so it goes on to talk about how WorldCoin is one of the most polarizing projects in the crypto space, but also one of the biggest, and how Polygon now throwing their weight behind Humanity Protocol, and Animical Brands, which is a big venture capital firm, throwing their weight behind a rival project called Humanity Protocol. Okay, so now, and you ask the questions: Can Humanity Protocol beat WorldCoin? Right. So it's now setting up the stage, and this was the narrative that was put. This was the narrative that was put, throughout the crypto press, was a WorldCoin killer. Now, you guys are on these presentations, you've heard that 100 times about WorldCoin. Is in about probably more than half of our presentations. And the whole point is that, a better coin had to come out. And this is a battle for, and why this is important. Why it's important that they say that, because they're now setting the stage for the big battle for blockchain. And guys, so you're going to see very quickly a lot of stuff that we've been talking about for over a year, 2 years, and I know it's been long, but we've been, you'll see all of this stuff come to pass, because this is now the last wave of blockchain, where the real companies of blockchain, you guys heard us talk about that, are going to come out. And this is why it's critical. And this is why every day matters. And this is also why someone decided to, we'll get to that in a second, someone decided that the only way for them to get in the game and have a shot at winning was to basically steal our program, but not steal again, our program, our idea, try to replicate what we do, try to do it faster, try to do it with the biggest names in blockchain as their partners to try to get, try to get out in front of us, right? But they can't get out in front of us because we're already out. They had to get out in front of us. They had to start 6 years ago, and they need to go to Africa. And they need to talk to all you fine ladies and gentlemen for 2 years. They need to do a whole bunch of other work. But nevertheless, with this, let me see, just so guys can get the full of it. The full of the, I'm just scanning down real quick. So this is basically, he's used Humanity Protocol and what we've done, and even the articles go on to talk about our 40,000 members. And what we know, because we've been telling you guys for a long time, nobody else in blockchain period has 40,000 people on claimed NFTs, blockchain, or wallets, that nobody else in blockchain has it. But they go on to talk about what we have, which is our 40,000 people. They go on to talk about our palm scan. They go on to talk about basically everything that we talk about, but they talk about it as it relates to this guy who has supposedly founded Humanity Protocol. Now, who is this guy? So that's what we got. I read the articles. In the first articles, I didn't really kind of catch who the guy was. So there were these articles, right? And I was like, well, actually, our media guy, either you guys know him, seen him. He runs media outlets. He was like, let me just check with him. This is probably just a mistake, or that somebody's the editorial mistake, right? Confused two projects. It happens. So he reached out to the editors of the most prominent ones, the ones that he knows, the Cointelegraph, which is the standard in the crypto. Reached out to them, and at first themselves, they thought it was an error. They thought, okay, oh well, I got made an error. Let's get out of correction. But then they realized that, instead of an error, that this guy had actually, was claiming to be Humanity Protocol, which is a much deeper thing, obviously, than an editorial error, somebody confusing the facts. So who is this guy? Well, this guy, it became much more interesting to me because I was wondering, how in the world could Polygon Labs not do any due diligence or not do any investigation to make sure that he was the proper Humanity Protocol, that he had 40,000 people? Yeah, obviously 40,000 people on the blockchain, so they're there to show, but some kind of way he should have had to show that he was the one who controlled Humanity, controlled the app, signed up the people, did something, have the database, something he had to show. Should have to show to pull this off. But obviously, some kind of way he got past, both of these very big firms, and these are the other firm, whatever the name of it is, Amico Brands, they invested in some of the big, they invested in Axie Infinity here in Vietnam, which is a multi-billion-dollar chain. They invested in some of the biggest names in blockchain. So how could these two professional investors, big investors, miss this? Well, the only way to miss it, there had to be somebody who they trusted, somebody who they knew, somebody who was known in the startup world and then the blockchain world, to come to them, to get the pass without testing. Even my guys, as I started to reach out myself to the people who we know at Polygon and to the people we know in the industry, everybody was trying to figure out how did this get past just the basic due diligence test. This guy's not Humanity. If you look at his website, you guys have seen it. It's one page. It's literally nothing. It's not. I mean, not even like a one-page website. It's like a one paragraph. Coming soon, Humanity Protocol. If you look at his Telegram, it was just established. It has 100 members in it. You know, nobody's even said hi yet when I looked at it yesterday. You know, if you look at, you know, so this guy, you know, how did he get this past, you know, past Polygon, past these other professional investors? Well, he's a known guy. His name is Terrence Quank, I think. Quank.
Yeah, Terrence, KWOK.
KWOK Terrence Quank. And he's a guy who's built a very famous startup. If you get yeah, yeah, Tink Group. Tink Group. And basically, you guys know, because we've been talking about startups again for a while, we've been sharing educational information about startups. You know, startups that reach $1 billion valuation are called unicorns. This is the goal of the biggest startups is become a unicorn. It's just the holy grail. This is what everybody tries to achieve. So this guy is not, you know, some guy on the side of the road who saw a humanity pitch and decided to, you know, see if he can get some quick cash. This is a guy who's built $1 billion startup, which means he's known to every serious venture capital investor or startup investor in the world, for sure. He's known to every blockchain company in the world. You know, so he decided one day to stroll through somebody's door and tell him that he was the, you know, owner, founder of Humanity Protocol, and tell him that he was doing what we were doing. Now, mind you, we spent, you know, where he came upon this information, we don't know. Obviously, we spent 2 years talking at conferences. I speak at, you know, 20, 30 conferences a year, something like that. You know, many more other presentations. You guys have done a countless number of online presentations. Obviously, we don't know who's online every time we do an online presentation, which is, well, you know, and some things it doesn't matter. And other things we have to be careful always anyway, what we say online on the recorded Zoom. But nevertheless, somewhere, somehow, he came across Humanity Protocol and decided website something. He came across Humanity Protocol, but the most interesting thing is what happened next. And this is the good news for all of us. And this is really, you know, where we at. You know, a guy of very significant means, money, with very good access to the startup world, with very good experts, we get a very good advisor, with, you know, who knows the people to talk to understand whether something has value or not. Of all the blockchain projects literally in the universe, he picked ours to try to knock off, right? He picked ours to try to knock off. Now, a guy, as Jamal said, I'll say again, a guy who had $1 billion startup. By the way, his $1 billion startup, he raised $200 million in cash investment. So again, it's not a small guy, not a small thing. Everybody in the investing world would know him, in the investing world, in the startup investing world would know him or know of him. So this guy picked Humanity Protocol of everything he could pick, which means to him, again, a guy who had $1 billion startup that failed, he wants to get back on top. He's not going to get back on top by picking something who he thinks is going to be worth $10 million. He has to get back on top by picking something he thinks is going to be worth $10 billion. So of all the things to pick, he picked Humanity Protocol. And this is not a person who would not know what has value. So, you know, the start of the good news is that, you know, him and then Polygon validated Polygon and Amiibo or Anamico or whoever, Amico Labs or whoever, the venture capitalists, they validated our business model. You know, what have we been saying? We've been saying we're saying to you guys, we're going to go get big money. We've been saying we're going to go to the Googles of the world technology companies, and we're going to show them, when we show them what we got, they're going to give us big checks. He's validated our business model, which is what we already knew. It's not a surprise to me. To us, it shouldn't be a surprise to you, because we've been talking about this for all this time. But he's validated the value of our business. And this is no reason for all of them to get into this game unless they thought this was a multi-billion-dollar business, which they know it is, if anybody can do what he said he has done. You guys know we've already done what he said he has done. We did it. You did it. I did it. We did it. A team in Nigeria did it. Our team in Vietnam is doing it. We did it. So if anybody's doing and can do what he says, that's worth billions of dollars, but we've already done it. So this is extremely good news. And since it's been put out there publicly, it wasn't a private theft. It wasn't a private knockoff. This has been put out there in all the press and media. Then it's a thing that we can go out there and we will go out there and clean up and create a tremendous amount of value for us very, very, very fast. And so again, it doesn't create new value for us. The value was there. The value was the actual work that we did. The values were actually work that we do every single day. So he didn't create any value for us. The value is that our company is worth is what it's worth. And we've been saying, and for sure, this is one of the most valuable companies on blockchain. And we just got validated in a very big way, in a very public way, but not only by him, but by Polygon, by some of the biggest investors in blockchain, that this is the model that wins. And we know it's the model that wins, and we know it's the model that's going to not only beat WorldCoin, but it's going to be one of the biggest things on the blockchain, guys. That's what we said. We haven't, we're not saying this now because some other guy said it, or who woke up in Hong Kong and needed somebody's idea, or because some VCs said it. We said it because it's been true ever since we've been building our project, which is called Humanity Protocol. So with that being said, so why do you do it? It's simple. It's nearly impossible. Jamal hears me say this all the time, but it's nearly impossible to get two great ideas. It's nearly impossible. That the amount of businessmen who've had two totally separate billion-dollar business ideas, you can count on your fingers, literally. So it's very, very rare. So for a guy like this, for him to get another shot, he needed another great idea, and they don't come along quickly. So they decided to look for somebody else's billion-dollar idea and try to use his network and connections to steal that one. And I mean, sounds like a good, fair plan for him, but he actually just stole the wrong one. So for a whole host of reasons that he don't really understand today, but we're not replicable. You can't replicate what I've done without doing what we've done, i.e. it takes time and lots of energy, lots of prayers. It takes a lot of stuff just to get to where we've got to. So he's not going to replicate that in a day or a week, 10 weeks, or 10 months even. So, but he's not going to even have time to replicate that, because in the next coming days and next week, everybody's going to understand who the real Humanity Protocol is, and understand that he is not the Humanity Protocol that's done all that fine dandy stuff that he says out there, right? So unless y'all been out there joining his NFTs when we weren't looking. So I know you haven't been doing that. So now what's next? What's very next? The initial advice we got is to you just cover that part. Yeah. Right. So the initial advice that we got was to, obviously we have lawyers. Obviously, this couldn't be any more, lined up for us. The Polygon people live in Dubai, and we happen to have a partner in Dubai whose, name we're not mentioning. But it tends to be just decently powerful over there, and the Polygon team lives in there, and so they've just participated in a voluntarily or involuntarily in a theft of his, or partially at least his, his intellectual property, which is part of Humanity International Investments, etc. So it's not the wisest thing in the world for Polygon. In fact, it's probably the worst thing in the world for Polygon once they become, once they come under the understanding of those facts, that they living in a place that the son of the king just got ripped off by them, so or attempted ripped off, actually, really nothing but attempted. So secondly, so everybody, the original call was for our lawyers to immediately issue a cease and desist, which our lawyers are working on that, but that will come out here very, very, very shortly. But there's some other things that we wanted to put into play first, because once we put the issue to cease and desist, we've always been, but we're officially on the battlefield of, and in the eyes of all blockchain. And now it's time to show people to show people what we're really about. So we really wanted to create a couple of things first and really just finish the two things that we were about to finish anyway that we're launching now before we go to show the world what Humanity Protocol is all about. And so but then we will, in addition to that, we obviously will take legal action. Obviously, it's easy to prove who we are. You know, we have literally 40,000 transactions on the blockchain, and we have thousands and thousands and thousands of daily activities. It's not hard to prove that we are Humanity Protocol. But the opportunity now, you know, it does do something else. You know, it's not all opportunity. It does do one other thing. And the one other thing that it really does is that we have to move now. So our idea is out there. It's widely known. It's been introduced to the entire crypto world. So believe you me, it's not even about him in the stupid way that he did it, which is Humanity Protocol. And he only did it that way. He had to be in an extreme rush. It felt like the time is now, which is what we've been saying to you guys. He felt like it wasn't time for him to take another month and rename it and you know, try to do something that way. And it's true. The bull market is now, the time is now. The real big companies are coming out now. But you better believe that now that it's out, there's 50 or 500 other copycats that'll be out in the next, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months that'll be coming down the pipe as the, you know, try to become the next Humanity Protocol. Because now we've set the standard for what really means to be a company that can go up and be one of the world's best blockchains and beat WorldCoin. And you know, why is WorldCoin such a big target? WorldCoin is started by the same guy, if you guys are familiar with it, started ChatGPT. It started by, you know, Elon Musk, Microsoft, like the biggest names in venture capital, biggest names, Silicon Valley, are all behind WorldCoin. So it's the establishment. It's the establishment's attempt to take over blockchain. So everybody understands that this is what they believe is Goliath, which is not a Goliath to us, because it's just, you know, it's just really a bad project that looks to take advantage of poor people and not give them anything in return. So this is to them, in their minds, their Goliath, which is WorldCoin. So for us to be considered to be, which we know we are, we've been talking about it for over a year now, the WorldCoin killer, for the world to understand that now, it's our time to go, but it also means that many people are going to start running behind us and start, you know, bringing their version. They're going to be smarter than this guy because they're not going to name it Humanity Protocol. They're going to bring their version of it, come. The good news is that we are way, way, way far ahead of everybody else, not only in thought we've been doing. And so we're far ahead of anybody else and nobody can catch us, but we have to now get our horses and go, right? And get on down and make this multi-billion-dollar blockchain a reality. So the long and short of it is that this guy get what's coming to him. He will have to stop. He will not be Humanity Protocol. We are Humanity Protocol. We're going to use this to launch ourselves out in the next couple of days to the whole crypto world, and everybody will see us and understand who we are. And then we're going to use that to continue doing what we're doing, which is building what we believe is going to be very soon one of the top 10 blockchain companies in the world. And you know, we obviously believe, we said it before, so it's nothing new here, that we should be the number one blockchain company in the world as far as market cap, as far as people on the blockchain, as far as real blockchain company doing things on the blockchain that help to impact people's lives. That's the point of Humanity Protocol. So this is both it's both hilarious, funny, and a call to war, call to arms for us to really go. But more than anything, the biggest takeaway from it is a validation that everything you guys have done is right, that we're right, we're in the right spot. I say it every day because we get to see, because JUMAL and I are kind of at the center of this thing. We get to see the daily miracles. And for those who understand and know, you're on the right path because you keep getting help. Your help shows up every day in the form of big miracles, small and large. So every day we know we're on the right path, no matter how tough the day is or long the day is, we know we're on the right path because we see the daily miracles that we're getting to make this thing happen. But it's now validation. You guys get to see that we're on the right path because it's been literally validated by some of the biggest names in blockchain and by, people who understand and know. So, all the stuff that you've done, which ends up being humanity protocol, all of it becomes a humanity protocol. It creates now the value seen for everyone else, not just us, seen for everyone else. And we achieve that value and then use that value to obviously improve the lives of millions and hundreds of millions and hopefully billions of people around the planet. And also in the process, achieve our own dreams. So, this turns out to be a very good thing. We were going to, again, this really didn't change our plan. It didn't even really speed up our plan. We've been going as fast as possible anyway, but it did bring a sense of focused urgency for us to publicly be known. So we're going to be bringing out stuff over the next 7 days, really big things. And the funny thing, we mentioned this to you last week anyway. So again, we were already coming, but it brings a sense of focused urgency in what we need to do and how we need to do it because the name is out there and the idea is out there and everybody knows what needs to, they don't know. They think they know what needs to be built, but they think they know what needs to be built, but they really don't know because you don't know until you get down to here in the dirt and fight this thing for a couple of years. So you have no idea what really needs to be built until you get down in here. And so they don't know, they think they know, but they're going to start running, right? Which is fine. So means that we're in the right place, we're in the right time. You may have heard me say, but I've said it before on the calls, probably plenty of times, but you may have heard me say before. We made a lot of money in this industry, by understanding where the world was going, building companies that got there first, that ran way down the road. So we were miles and miles and miles down the road before most people started or even heard of it. And when you get that far ahead, a good outcome almost always happens. Somebody comes along, buys you out. Somebody comes along, invests a bunch of money in you. So you end up being the top company in the industry and being an industry leader. Good things happen to you when you get far out in front. And that's the case for Humanity Protocol. We are far, 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 far out in front for everybody. You heard me say it, but now there's validation of how far we're out in front, that people actually try to, they figured they couldn't even catch us with money. And this guy he raised $200 million, so he can raise another $200 million. But with money, he couldn't figure it out. He couldn't catch us fast enough. So he decided to borrow our name a little bit, for a couple of days, right? So he can kind of get a leg up. So with that being said, I'm just going to kind of drop one other note. Guys, if you are, and this is a big hint, but for those who are already, participating in and planning your participation in the banking program, I encourage you to get your bank shares purchased and extremely fast. I encourage you because I'm just going to lead you as far as I can lead you. But if you remember in the banking presentations, I know you guys have a lot of banking presentations Jamal done. I mean, in banking presentations, one of the advantages of the banks is that we've been talking about Dream Play, and told you Dream Play was going to start in February, and Dream Play is going to start in February. It's really already started, but we'll deal with that on our further update calls. But Dream Play has already started, and as you remember, one of the biggest benefits of having a bank, and we talked about Amazon, and we talked about Facebook. Facebook had a 786,000% return, if I recall right, and Amazon had a 14 million percent return. And so we talked about one of the biggest advantage of banks is that you got the first opportunity to invest in these startup type investments that really has created the most wealth in America in the last 40, 50 years. If you guys remember, if that's triggering something, for those people who are about to get their bank, or I know if it's situated to get their bank, I know we've kind of had Lunar New Year here, and we've had a lot of activities and presentations and things we had to do on this side. But for those of you who are about to get your bank, know you're going to get a bank. I encourage you to do that extremely fast, because one of those opportunities is coming down. One of those opportunities is coming down the pipe, very, very fast, and even faster because of what happened with this article. And then people will really see and understand truly humanity protocol, what it is and what it's about. And then you'll see everything start to take off, including our coin, including every, you know, the claiming of NFTs and everything else. You're about to see the full of what a humanity system is. And again, nobody can replicate that, and nobody can recreate that in a month or 2 months or 6 months. And so for those of you who are in the banking program, just encourage you, and those of you who are already in, you know, stay tuned. I know we're going to have a call tomorrow, for sure, or at least a 1 hour call. We may have multiple calls, but we're at least going to have a call on banks for sure. Mandatorily, we'll have a call on banks tomorrow, so people could understand what is the very next thing that's about to happen here. So with that being said, guys, keep the faith. Don't worry about this. This is actually overall, this turns out to be very, very good news for us. We're known all over the world of crypto, literally. I was at dinner last night with talking to the head of listing of Binance, the biggest exchange in the world, head of listing. And he got a good chuckle out of this as well. He was like, wow, how did that happen? So, but we're known now, you know, so we're out there, we're known, and we're validated. So it's nothing to worry about. But it is, we do have to get going, and we have to get ourselves legitimately, publicly out there, and capture our value, and then go ahead and do what we said we've been going to do anyway. So with that being said, I'm going to get back over to Jamal, and guys, we are humanity. We are humanity.
The real humanity.
We are the real humanity protocol. For those at the beginning, I turned on the video so you can see we are the real humanity protocol. And these are very exciting times. Now let the fun begin, because now we're going to really show the world how the truth is that the future of the world is about helping people. The future world, the old world, you got rich by trying to help yourself. You got rich by hurting people. The future of the world is you're gonna get rich, and you're gonna get rich, and you're gonna build your life by helping other people. And that's what humanity protocol blockchain is about. It's a humanity protocol, a protocol about humans, how to make humans' lives better. So that's what we do in real life. If you don't believe it, I can put you on the phone with 40, 50,000 Nigerians who would tell you that life has been made better by what we do. He can't do that overnight. Even with money, he dropped money out of airplane. He can't do that overnight. We've done that. This is real life. So we are the real humanity protocol. I thank you. I'm gonna give you out to Jamal real quick, and we'll be on here tomorrow. We're gonna have a ton of updates. We're gonna have to get them all out. We're gonna have to drop some in voice note fashion, and we're gonna have calls as well. But we'll also drop some in voice note fashion, just so we can get all the information out to you guys as soon as possible. Get it moving around, and then get you guys marching in the right steps to get yourselves in place. Thank you much. Love you all, family, and we're off to the races.
Guys, you heard it from the president himself. He done messed with the wrong humanity protocol. He done messed with the wrong set of folks. So I know we got a powerful team of people right here. Actually, I thought our Zoom was over 100, but people can't get in because people understand this is not just an attack on the name humanity protocol. It's an attack on all of us and all of our families, all the hard work we put into this. And so, we got the right leadership in our president, like I said, naval officer, and this is a Wall Street kind of game. So this is where he's well versed. And so we got the right leadership, we got the right team, we got the right people, and we about to hand out the right set of whipped cream. All right. All right. So let's get to it. We're gonna be in the groups. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.